Hi, this is Dana Arcuri, author, speaker, and wellness advocate. Today's topic is retaliation and smear campaigns. Let's start with a question. Do you have a toxic person in your life? Maybe someone who is creating some very unhealthy conversations. Maybe they're abusing you, attacking you, spying on you on social media, and maybe they are out for revenge. And so we have to know that there could be various people in our lives, whether it is our spouse, ex-spouse, boyfriends, ex-boyfriends or girlfriends, family, neighbors, coworkers. The list is quite long because in our world, there's a lot of toxic people. We have to understand also that when we take a good look at this retaliation and smear campaign, that what it really is psychological abuse. It is something that is not healthy at all. And it is really distasteful when we take a good hard look at what their intentions are. So we have to understand the intentions of a narcissistic person are always negative. The intentions are to hurt you and to push all the buttons they can to make you upset, to make you mad. See, they're trying to get a reaction from you. They're trying to get a reaction, people. And the greatest thing you could do is ignore them. Just don't respond to their BS. Let's have a little conversation now about retaliation and smear campaigns. Okay, so we know, number one, that it is psychological abuse. It can involve defamation of character, libel, slander, and all kind of BS flying all over the place. We have to understand that when toxic people, such as the abusive people, narcissistic people, and manipulators, and let's also remember they're bullies and they're cowards. They are just cowards. They're going to try to turn the tables on you and pretend you're the coward. You're not. You're brave. Hey, you cut the ties to these idiots. You cut the ties to the abusive people. You're the strong one, but they're going to make out all kind of nasty remarks about you. And it might be in public, it might be in person, and it might be online. We have to understand that when the toxic people see that you are getting stronger, braver, and you're speaking the truth, and you might be telling people about them and saying, this is what's really going on. This is the dysfunction in the relationships. What will happen is that the narcissistic people will be outraged. They are going to be so fired up that you're telling the truth about them, and they don't want to be found out. So that is really why they do start creating these smear campaigns, and they retaliate against you. So here's a few things that are involved with retaliation and smear campaigns. Okay, number one, they're going to discredit you. Bank on it. Anything you say or do, they're going to use it against you. They might take a half-truth. They're going to turn it into a fabricated lie. Next, they will hurt you in any possible way. It may be physical, it may be spiritual, it may be emotional. There's always the psychological. No matter how it turns out, you could bank on it that it's psychological abuse. They're going to try. Now, we're not going to say they do it. They'll try. They'll make an attempt to ruin you, to destroy you, your reputation, and even your career. They may even try to dismantle your other relationships. They're going to recruit flying monkeys to come on board with them because they want as much fuel as they could get. And half the time, these flying monkeys are completely oblivious to what they're even talking about or fighting for. They're just flying monkeys. They're used by the narcissist and they're recruited. And a lot of people, let's be honest, a lot of people are followers. They're not leaders. They're unhealthy followers, and they will just join. They'll join the crowd. They'll chime in and say all kind of nasty stuff about you. But we have to understand that that's not who you are. Regardless of what anyone says, that's not who you are. And you have to stand strong in your truth, the truth, and you have to be the bigger person. Don't engage with these people. Never, 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 people. Next, we have to understand that they're going to try to publicly shame you, blame you, humiliate you. They're going to manipulate you in any way they possibly can. A lot of gaslighting going on. Yeah, that's what smear campaigns and retaliation's all about. Let's move on to, I really think at the root of this, that the reason unhealthy people start smear campaigns and they retaliate against us is because deep down, they just don't want to be found out. They're in denial. They will not admit the truth. A lot of people who are abusive, they will run from the truth. They can't deal with the truth because, that whole thing, the truth hurts? Oh, hell yeah, the truth hurts. The truth hurts that they can't take it. They can't take it, so they'll deny it. They'll say you're a liar. They'll say you're crazy. They will call you crazy. They'll make fun of you. They'll act like you are mentally unstable. And, when we even go deeper now, we're going deeper into the psychology now of the narcissist and the abusive person. So really, again, this is all psychological abuse, which means that the victims of this psychological abuse, technically, they may be dealing with some emotional challenges because they have been abused. And it's not a one-time thing. It's typically repeated bullying, harassment, a lot of gaslighting, a lot of mean-spirited comments, put-downs, criticism, condemnation. The whole thing is that a lot of people who are the victims of smear campaigns and they're the victims of psychological abuse, they may also be victims of domestic violence, sexual assaults, and so forth. There's a lot of different scenarios that could take place with you. It may be an ex-husband, or it may be an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, and that is who's retaliating against you. It might be, family, friends, coworkers, boss. It might be a stranger. I mean, hey, anything's possible nowadays. Crazy and stranger things are happening, and that's why we have to learn a few things. We have to learn, number one, that whole saying, sticks and stones will hurt your bones, but words will never harm you. I'm going to call this one out for what it's worth, people. That is not true. Words do hurt, but we have to understand that when it's coming from abusive people and toxic people, number one, they don't have any positive. They don't have any good in them. They don't have love and empathy and compassion. So we have to understand that everything spewing out of their mouth or everything they are blasting all over social media, this is just, again, another example of how unhealthy they are, how toxic they are, and why we had to go no contact to begin with, because they don't respect us nor our healthy boundaries. So we have to really try our best to not engage in any form of retaliation back against them. Instead, ignore them. Ignore them. It'll drive them crazy. They can't stand it. See, they're trying to get a reaction out of you. They are trying to ruffle your feathers. They want you to fight back. You could fight back in other ways, people. You know what? Fight for your health. Fight for your sanity. Fight for your freedom. Fight for your peace of mind. Fight for your healthy boundaries and say, time's up. Time's up for the abusive, psychologically sick people who are harassing you, bullying you, and retaliating against you. There is just no time for tolerating this type of abuse and mentality. You don't have to tolerate it. You don't have to stand for it. Block, ban, do not engage. And you know what? Focus now on you. Flip the switch and put all your focus and all of your intentions on your life, your future, your goals, your happiness, building new relationships, getting yourself out there to follow your passions and your purpose. Really focus on you, put a lot of attention into self-care. And, this is the best thing we can do. It's going to make you a stronger person in the end. And in the end, you know what? Those who really know us, they know the truth. And so all we need to do is surround ourselves around the people who love us, who build us up, who edify us, who believe in us, who cheer us on, and who are there to support us. If you'd like to share with me your own stories on retaliation and smear campaigns that are being used against you and these toxic people in your life, feel free. I'm going to leave some resources on harassment, bullying, different things to do with Rape Crisis Center. I mean, hey, when it comes to abuse, anything is possible. I've been there. I've done that. I've experienced all of it, people. But feel free to leave your comments and tell me your story. Let's talk about smear campaigns and retaliation. And let's end with, right now, just focus on freedom. Focus on your freedom. You're free from them, people. All right. Have an awesome day. And you could go to danaarcuri.com for more inspiration. Bye-bye.